Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. Today is April. My name April 19, 2021. For real. And yes, for we're on live. I'm live right now. And we're talking about this whole stuff of Derek Chauvin. And it will take place. It has taken place today. It has been almost 12 months. 12 months. An unbelievable and emotional scene of weeks and weeks. It has come down to this. Will Derek Chauvin found guilty or not guilty? The jurors have decided, 12 jurors have been decided. I know you guys have been frustrated. It's just go on and on. Let's see it. You don't even know. We all know about this whole stuff going on. So here we go. It is what it is. You never know what's happening for real. What will happen here today when it's all said and done? For real, and you just say, well, you just gotta listen. You just gotta listen to what you have been saying. What you have been saying for for weeks. I mean, just gotta hold on and keep fingers crossed, and I'm not gonna be the one saying bad stuff. I'm here live on YouTube, but you know what? I mean, it's for something. You have to watch for real. And I'm saying this. Know what's happening. People are going bad. Telling him to get off me. I can't breathe. Stops. He just continue. Tobacco Brown too. I mean, it's been an unbelievable scene that we have been here. To Rodney King, to Trevor Dante White, who was killed by a cop, Cam Pollard, who shot and killed that man, that black, and that's all people gotta stand for, and that's what it is, and that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just go that far, it's just going this way in and out, and it's just not. You just don't know why and what is going on here and what's happening here. I mean, people have seen this for years, and you just can't see it that way. You just can't stand it. You gotta trust it. So for sure on, things can happen anytime. Things can happen anytime in the morning. We are waiting for the trial or the jury. Oh, he was charged. He has been charged of murder and manslaughter on George Floyd. And the death of George Floyd was real. That was on May the 25th. And I seen all the guy on film. And we all know Kevin has his name on his neck, on George Floyd's neck. And people were screaming at Derek, Lord. And Derek Chauvin didn't listen. So, but to stand there and watch him die, it's just a shocking. You see people cry. You see a lot of stuff happen. All the mothers crying because of their son's death is very unacceptable. Whole wide world is unacceptable to
With your shockwave fair, you transform more than your home.
the whole. Things were not looking out. It was, and they didn't know what the war's going on. So now I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in the times, and it's just not in the deal. And into Joy. What's next? It says a Minnesota jury will soon decide whoever former Minneapolis police officer that's captured on video and set off a railroad protests, calling for justice and change to partisan practice. During the 3-week trial, prosecutors had sought to prove that Mr. Chauvin, who is right, acting recklessly when he knew, restraining Mr. Floyd when he died on a sudden heart attack floated by a colonizers and drugs. Here's what to accept as the jury of 9 women and 5 men contemplates its verdict. The jury is considering 3 charges against Mr. Chauvin: second-degree murder, unintentional while committing a felony, third-degree murder, and slaughter. They are suggested critically, meaning the count is putting them out in a hotel room and requiring them not to read any mail. To convict Mr. Chauvin of second-degree murder, juries need to conclude that Mr. Chauvin's decision was unreasonable and that he intentionally took actions likely to inflict his sisters bodily harm. The court doesn't require proof that Mr. Chauvin was trying to kill Mr. Floyd or to inflict successfully by the juries will need to conclude that they commit a felony assault that caused Mr. Floyd's death. To convict on second-degree manslaughter, the jury will have to conclude that Mr. Chauvin not only is acting in a negligent manner that creating an unreasonable risk. The jury can convict Mr. Chauvin on any combatant of the charges. Judge Peter Keller explains the charges to the jurors on the lightly persistence that must be proved to sustain a conviction. In no case does the state have to prove that Mr. Chauvin had intended to kill Mr. Floyd, but all the charges require proof that he caused his death. A conviction of second-degree murder requires proof beyond a responsible doubt that Mr. Chauvin caused Mr. Floyd's death while assaulting him by intentionally applying unlawful force without considering that result is a bodily harm. Is it necessary for the state to prove that Mr. Chauvin intended to inflict bodily harm? The judge explained that third-degree murder requires proof of Mr. Chauvin was highly likely to cause death and show a reckless disregard for human life. To convince Mr. Chauvin of second-degree murder, the judge would need to conclude that the cat's lesson and negligence of well, that's not the concern, but it is. Well, anyway, it is what it is now. Which agreement a judge can on Monday, prosecutors and Mr. Chauvin's defense lawyer made down closing arguments for conventionally and cruelly, respectively, summoning up the evidence. Prosecutors held their case larger on a cell phone video that emerged a day after the May 23rd killing. It dispatches Mr. Floyd handcuffing and face down in the street as Mr. Chauvin pressing a knee against his neck and back for more than 9 minutes. Mr. Floyd pleaded for his life. He pleaded for his life, called out to his mother, and evidently passed out. Police were responding to report that Mr. Floyd had illegally loose company a $20 bill to purchase a package of cigarettes. Prosecutions called battle of minutes, especially who ruled out that Mr. Floyd died of the drug overdose, as well as the use of force expert and SEAL and training. They plead with him to stop. The defense argued the contracting prosecution experts about the danger of the prone restraining and blood restraining and defense argument that Mr. Floyd so it was the only way out for him. It was the only way out because he knew that Derek Chauvin did it. He put George Floyd on the ground, and he had a nail on George Floyd's neck and back. Nearly 9 minutes. And then George Floyd pleaded for his mother, and then a minute, final seconds, he passed out. We all know that some things had happened so fast. It happened so far, so fast that they didn't even know. They didn't even show because it's what it is. And that's why we have to live for it. We have to live for it forever. Know how things are not going to work. The whole stuff that things had not going to work is also absolutely unacceptable. To see the man down like this in front and see the man killing him in front of the people, in front of the black dudes. And that's staying for it. And whoever I was shot knows what I'm listening. Whoever I was shot on the one to this. And we're gonna find out. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they stand for. This is all about something that you have never seen before. It is what it is. You just never knew. You just never knew what is happening and what the hell is going on. It's happening before. It's happening now. It is what it is. Last Sunday, April the 11th, was the shockiest day, and then all the stuff that people do know is happening before. I had never ever seen live. Knows everything that goes on. We'll find out for sure. Yes, we'll find out for sure. We're gonna be worried. People are gonna be worried that that's gonna. We'll find out for sure. It'll be a little bit. See it. I never know what's happening. I never know it is. I mean, it's just yeah. You're just gonna have to know about what's happening out for us for real. People don't know that was on that day. That was on May the 25th. So while his family got very frustrated, what happened? What everything can happen? What can happen when he's guilty? What will happen if he finds out and then the next starts again? What will happen? Are they gonna burn the streets, or are they gonna keep protesting and say, "Hey, look, we protest, but we'll stay peaceful," and everybody like that? I don't know. But look, It's just a trial, people. I've been up for a lot, and it's just gonna be so like, hey, it is what it is, and it's just not what can happen. I never know what can happen for sure. Now, the closing arguments, it says, now, there will remain such questions for the evaluation and will stay in a hotel at night. During your deliberations, you must not be let basis prejudice passing or product opinions influence your decision. Judge Pearl told consequences of penalties that might fall for low voter. You must not be low voters must be based so you to communicate with them or whatever that disability indicate this case that you will not disclose to anyone anything which you have made long for that declarations. Now, things can happen. George Floyd did not come to trial because of his death. He did not testify, and he did not do it because of his passing. And whatever happens, it's all about it's a trial. There'll always be another chance. There'll always be another chance. Some people, the floor friends said they are not leaving until they get justice. They'll not leave even until they get justice. If we don't not know if Derek Chauvin found guilty or not. But we'll have to wait and see tonight. The closing arguments of the trial of the death of Joseph of Derek Chauvin's trial has come to the close. This is Joseph Crudup of the Joseph Crudup Network.